listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a Pelican forever.
All right, for all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. I'm Big Q up in this late episode of PPR. Y'all feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share your show on social media feeds. Shout out to the fam. In this one, Scrappy Pels, beaten by the buzzer at Clipperland, 126-124. This was one, man, where it kind of felt like a win was coming. Felt like a W was on the way until it wasn't. The second quarter, oh my goodness, the second quarter, where they blood, it was just in between. It was a lot, but still in all, the effort was there. It was drastically different than the last two outings in terms of the competitiveness. I mean, Jordan Poole lit it up. Jeremiah was fierce on Halloween. Zion was doing his thing. Trey kind of got up out of that slump he was in. And almost there, man, almost there, but not enough. 126-124. We'll kind of get into the team statistics. We'll have the post-game play from whoever it is, Willie Green or whoever stars it was. But Jordan Poole really lit it up for the Pels tonight. Just was not in the correct winning effort. Pels fall to 0-5. 0-5 on the year. And let me tell you something, fam. I did a little research, and I don't want I just wanted to share this with you. Let me see if I still have it in my phone right here. I wanted to kind of share this with the family members, just to let you guys know. Now, here's Willie. Well, I'll show it to you after, but here's Willie Green. He's on the mic. Here we go.
To have a great group of guys in that locker room. And even through a difficult loss, the response that we all saw tonight, is a group that is just learning each other, coming together, but they care. And they went out and competed at a high level, gave everything they got, and we're going to continue to get better. So we're just going to stay with it, continue to work. I thought it was just a heck of a battle by both teams.
What do you think of the job that Z did, just putting pressure on the rim, especially in the second half?
Z was fantastic. On both ends of the floor, he was active defensively, driving the basketball, sharing it with his teammates, rebounding. That's what we need him to do consistently for us.
Was it the plan for him to go that early on that last play, or did he just kind of see a lane and kind of, take off?
I think he just saw the lane and just went. And, hey, he got fouled. We just need to get a stop. And,
right.
Kawhi hit a tough shot.
And then Poole, going to the bench role last game after kind of being that, that starter through camp and through the first couple of games, responds with a 30-point game. What did you think of him and his efforts tonight?
That's what I want him doing. Jordan was great. It's a tough adjustment for him, so we're all aware of that. But he's such a dynamic player, and what he does for our second unit is he's the hub. We can run plays through him. We can run him off pick and rolls, off pin downs. He can get to the basket. He did a great job of sharing the basketball. He just competed at a high level, and I'm extremely proud of what he was able to do on the floor. Again, tough loss, but I think, we just got to continue to take steps in the right direction.
Willie, back to Zion, specifically on defense, he was taking different defensive assignments. What growth have you seen specifically on that end of the ball?
He takes pride in his ability to guard the ball individually, and we can put him on different matchups. We can read the screens, switch the screens, and he's challenged himself and worked on staying in front of guys, using his strength and his physicality to make it difficult for guys to get around him.
How special a player he is. What do you think growth looks like for him this season?
Say it again.
With how special of a player he is, what do you think growth looks like for him this season?
Well, we're already seeing some of his growth, his leadership, understanding that all the little nuances that help you prepare for a game, he's doing that more and more. He brings a swagger to our team, and we need him to continue to do that.
You mentioned just getting a stop there at the end. It seemed like you had them kind of scrambled when they're bringing the ball up the court. Was it just Kawhi being Kawhi, or what did you see as that unfolded after the free throws?
It was kind of hard to see from my angle. It looked like Jones had the ball. He kind of fumbled it, and I don't know if we kind of reached, and he just swung it to Kawhi. Look, he hit a shot that we've seen him hit before. Credit to him, but I'll go back and watch. I had a tough angle. I just saw that it was a fumble pass. He got it to Kawhi, and a couple dribbles, and he made it. All right, thanks.
All right, not too long on the Willie Green press conference. Usually not too much to say from Willie Green. And what could you say? I thought the Pelicans are supposed to play through Zion Williamson early on. They did not. It took a while before they finally started to allow Zion to touch the ball and get into the flow of the game. So, it's just par for the course for the Pelicans. Just too many mistakes in a close game. Although the effort was there, that just doesn't matter. That just doesn't matter. When you're an 0-5 team, people appreciate it to a degree, but one good outing versus that to 0-5 will not save you. The next matchup, they will face the undefeated OKC steamroller. Right now, the OKC Thunder are 6-0, and it's just interesting. Anyway, before I get to the stats, y'all guys do me a service, hit the like button. Let me share this stat with you guys. In terms of the NBA, no team in NBA history has ever made the playoffs after starting the season with an 0-6 record. I did not know that. I did not know that until I read that in another article that I covered on the show. Then I had to go back, do some research on it, and found out that it's true. Did not know that. That just with 82 games, you think 0-6, you can make it back. No team, and that like they about to end the press conference on that. One hitter quitter. They about to end the presser on that. But be that as it may, he's not saying anything anyway. But no team. Now, in terms of how about 0-5 teams? 0-5 teams, fam. However, some teams with bad starts have recovered to make the playoffs. The worst start for a team to still make the playoffs was 0-5. They have three teams. 3 teams in all of NBA history, since the merger, of course, that's all that counts. 3 teams made the playoffs out of all these teams, all these years, after starting the season 0-5. The Wizards of 2020-21, the Brooklyn Nets of 2018-2019, and the OKC Thunder of 2018-2019. All of them the first 2 I just mentioned, which is the Wizards and the Nets, started 0-5. Both of those teams lost in the first round, and the OKC team started 0-4, and they lost in the first round, right? Now, they did have a Phoenix Sun team that started 0-5, but ultimately missed the playoffs after a poor start, so that don't count. But those previous teams, 2 0-5 teams, made the playoffs and lost in the first round. So that's you're already starting off on the wrong side of history. OKC up next on Sunday at 2:30 tip-off time in OKC. It's going to be interesting. The Pelicans are really in the they're in the crapper. 0-6 is definitely on the way. Even though, like I said, they played better in this game, but no cigar. These people, they make too many mistakes. The offensive rebounding, closing out with Derrick Jones. Who is Derrick Jones? Vince Carter now? I remember that guy. All that guy was a dunk guy. I think he won a slam dunk competition. But this guy here cramming on their head, catching alley-oops. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Not closing out, blocking out guys, getting easy put-back shots. And it's just commonsensical stuff if you think about it. But in the end, man, the Pelicans just couldn't get it done. They just could not capture the day. They put up 40 points in the final quarter. And ultimately, they were able to tie it, but couldn't bring it home. But the effort was there. Like I said, I could appreciate the effort, but still in all, 0-5 is just not going to cut it. You can see Willie Green. I still say Willie Green is headed for the firing line. You can see it all up in his face. Yeah, he done did all he can do. It's like, man, I done did all I can do. I done hit you with all of the wise spills that I could. I done told you, I done gave you, he was Anita Baker. He done gave you the best that he got. And the best that you got ain't good enough, baby. Hasta la vista to you. Sayonara. Michael Morgan, thank you, bro. Says Willie doesn't sound like, he's up out of here, bro.
I want to say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
Oh man, hasta la vista. Ciao. All of the goodbye phrases you can muster. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. All this kind of stuff, man. But listen, man, this is Pelicans lose a close one, 126-124. Last minute shot by Leonard lifts the Clippers up in the matchup, man. We had a bunch of good opportunities to take this one away, but ultimately it is what it is. All right, let's hit the stats. Y'all hit the like button for me. Thank you, Michael, for that as well. All right, but yeah, this is what I was talking about, fam. Like when we mentioned, what's up, Ross? Shout out to y'all, man. Who that Nola, Passion. Shout out to you. Zion has to play like a star for 4 quarters. Now, you know what? The game changes, bro. It's like, fam, we talk about this. It's like, you can't have a situation where if Zion Williams is, okay, if we created in solar system speak, if he's the son of the solar system, right? And all things work by his gravity and there is no life without his light, right? And if you don't give him the ball and allow the offense to work through him, how is this gravity supposed to work? And some of this stuff we kind of got too slow to get into it. And we just couldn't capitalize on certain situations because the Clippers, Lord knows the Clippers gave us opportunities. Fam, they could not outrun us. It's just a lot, man, unfortunately. But anyway, the stats don't look as bad as you would anticipate in a close game like this because the effort was there. But these are the type of games you need to win when you're 0-5. 40 of 83, 48.2% from the field was the Pelicans tonight. 18 of 37 for 48.6%. They shot 26 of 29 for almost 90% from the foul line. Like I said, these numbers are very good numbers for the Pelicans. They shot over 48% from the field. They shot over 48% from downtown, and they shot almost 90% from the foul line. How did you lose? The Clippers, 46 of 89 for 52%. They shot better. 15 of 39 from downtown, 38.5% there, and they were 19 of 21 for 90% from there. The Pelicans did out-rebound them, 43 to 37. The assist game was tied at 28 all. The Clippers were able to outsteal the Pelicans 12 to 8, outblock them 6 to 4, and they had less turnovers, 12 to the Pelicans 15. Now the Pelicans did give up 23 points off those 15 turnovers versus the Clippers gave up 17 off of 12. A lot of that makes the difference. The Clippers were able to turn the Pelicans over and make some plays in which they were able to kind of keep close and ultimately have the shot of the night with Kawhi Leonard. Definitely an ESPN highlight tonight. The fast break point game, 20 to 15 with a mid-court team. How did they beat you on fast break points? It's one of the oldest teams in the NBA. 20 to 15 on the fast break, and they beat the Pelicans in the paint 56 to 44, and largely 17 versus Pelicans 7. So this is one of the things where we knew going into it, one of the keys of the game was the pace. We talked about it in preview of the Pels and Clippers, earlier today. The keys to victory was the pace against this team and pressure on this team. And ultimately, you can see the numbers and how the game translated. It did not follow that regimen. Of course, we take a look at what it happened individually for our Pelican squad. Zion Williamson was able to do some positive stuff tonight. In 33 minutes, Zion finished with 29 points, 6 boards, and 3 assists for Zion Williamson tonight. His shooting was 9 of 17 from the field, and he was 11 of 13 from the foul line. So that was terrific by Zion Williamson. He was 11 of 13 from the foul line tonight. Big game from him. 84.6% Zion. Of course, and then, of course, the other players who did good. Trey Murphy didn't meet his 20-point average today. He finished the game with, he had this 17 points today, but shot much better, than what we seen him the previous games. He was actually 50% tonight, Trey Murphy shooting the 3 ball. He was 5 of 10 from downtown today, 6 of 14 from the field. He finished with 17 points, 5 boards, and 6 assists. Jeremiah Fierce was really good in the matchup. He finished with 13 points in his start in 29 minutes. He was fantastic. Almost had a double-double. The kid had 5 or 6. I think it was 6 assists at halftime. He finished with 8 in the rest of the game, 13 points, 8 assists, 4 boards, and 4 steals. He was out there doing his thing. He was 2 of 5 from the field. And the young kid is just special. Herb Jones did better in his starting role versus what he did the last couple outings. He did hit 3 or 4 from downtown. He finished with 11 points and 4 boards along with 4 assists. And then, of course, Jordan Poole off the bench was special. Jordan Poole played starter minutes. Even though he didn't start, he finished with 30 points in 33 minutes of action. He was 9 of 15 from the field and 7 of 13 from downtown for 54% by Mr. Jordan Poole. Almost a pool party for the Pelicans tonight, just not enough. 6 from Derek Queen with 5 boards in 13 minutes. Jose Alvarado in 16 minutes finished with 4 points, 2 boards, and assists and a steal. Sadiq Bey played heavy minutes, 22 minutes, 8 points, 4 boards for him on the day, and not too much going on for our Pels as they go down there. So it's just it's tough, man. James Harden finished with 24, 34 from Kawhi Leonard, a quiet 34 from Leonard, man. He really got to cooking and threw them points in there. He really started hitting those big shots. Harden was doing his thing, and those guys just between 2 players, and then cleanup duty by guys like Derrick Jones, who finished with 16 points, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line. Zubac had a double-double, 14 points and 11 boards from him. You know, he was assistant, didn't during this assist game, had that one alley-oop to Derrick Jones. But the Pels, well coached by Tyronn Lue. And that counts, man, especially in the clutch moments as the Clippers take it from the Pelicans. They improved to 3-2 and 3-0 in that building. Pelicans fall to 0-5 with a matchup coming up next against the OKC Thunder. So they're 6-0 and 3-0 in home, man. So, man, what can I tell y'all, man, on tonight's stream about what we've seen today? This is of course, it's getting kind of old, and the season is young. It just got started. To keep telling or saying things about how we should have had this and how this should have been a thing, why this should have happened. But in the end, man, it's just I'm speechless on this shit. He go lie, I'm like, man, dude, what's up, man? You know, it's that part when you get into that mood in that game. You got to be able to close those games out, especially that second quarter, you know, in that second quarter where they went into overtime there. I mean, into halftime there. The Pelicans came out. They played a really good third quarter, trying to adjust to keep it close. But then, of course, they just couldn't get enough or have enough stops and take advantage of getting enough stops to kind of put this thing on ice. And the Clippers just take it. The Clippers kept it close enough. And then dumbass mistakes by the Pelicans, when it counts, they go down. Man, it's not going to be a long show tonight, fam, to be honest with you. We got a Sunday. We usually open the phone lines up on our Saturday streams, being that it's a late show and it's already 12:30 Central Time. We have a early game for Sunday at 2:30. So that is going to be probably we'll have the recap around about 4 o'clock when we open up the phone lines for our Sunday show for tonight, because the game was so damn late. But I usually do the preview during the back end, but what to talk about? The OKC team is playing really good basketball. The positive is possibly Kevon Looney returns. Early they had him marked for November the 8th. Kevon is now moved up. Estimated return time to come back is on Sunday. We don't know if he'll play in the Sunday match, or more than likely probably won't, but we'll probably have him getting back to it for next week sometimes. So it'll be good getting Kevon Looney back into the lineup. But the real talking point to kind of mention our fam is Willie Green. And rumorvilles are saying that Willie Green will be fired at the end of this 2-game, well, now it's 1 game now, road trip. This is what insiders are saying. I know Shamit made mention of it, and other insiders. I heard it from somewhere else as well. It's rumoredville that this is going to happen to Willie Green. So all I can say is the only thing would save him, I guess save him, is if he wins, but there's no way. There's no way. They're not going to beat OKC, in my estimation, not to be negative about it, but it's just a part of the reality that the Pelicans just make too many mistakes. Now, granted, they were more competitive tonight, but this just wasn't enough, man. Ross the Ball says, Q, when we getting big? The rumorville says he'll be fired at the end of this road stand that we on currently. You know, we played tonight in Clipper Country. We have the OKC matchup coming up on Sunday, and then of course next week, I think it's Tuesday or so, they match up with the Charlotte Hornets. So that'll be them coming back home, and word on the street is he's not supposed to make it past that. So, you know, the discussion.
Thank you very
Just terrible,
much.
man.
Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
Thank you, bro. We on the wrong side of history. That's the thing that I'm talking about, fam. We on the wrong side of history. I don't like the fact that there's starting off 0-6. Are these people even aware of some of this stuff, like from a historical standpoint? How Gail Benson screwed this team this year? I don't think, and she don't care. I mean, it's one of the hardest things there was an article saying that they were people were propositioning or asking the NBA to force a leadership change in the city of New Orleans. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to meddle. What's up, Hakeem? Shout out to my brother Hakeem. They're not going to meddle. But the answer is they need a breath of fresh air. The season has already started. They're going to, when Willie Green is fired, not a question of if, but when he's fired, what's going to ultimately happen is they're going to go to the interim coach, which is James Borrego, which, like I said, fam, that to me, James Borrego is the best option you have right now, because they're not going to just go and hire a Malone, a guy like that off the street. You know, that's something they would do in the off season. But being that the season just started and we firing this guy, you know, Borrego's the best bet. Why? Because Borrego is a guy that would actually give them some sort of identity and structure. I mean, that is with what they have. You know, the Zion and Trey and Jordan. Look what Jordan Poole did tonight. He had 33 points in 30 minutes, or 30 points in 33 minutes. He came off the bench. Jordan Poole had 30 points in 33 minutes. I mean, he was 7 of 13 from downtown, and Trey was 6 of 14 from downtown. Herb was 4 of 5 from downtown. I mean, from 3 or 4 from downtown. Trey was 5 of 10, and Jordan Poole was 7 of 13, and you still lose by 2. That is the part of the game where Willie Green's defense is supposed to step in, and he's supposed to be blocking people out from offensive rebounds and stick backs and all this kind of stuff. You know, not throwing the ball away in close games, you know, and they shot a high clip from the free throw line, but those are the few plays in the close game that will burn your ass. Those few plays when you're letting guys fly on you, Derrick Jones, when no box out, getting offensive putback dunks, and you know, come on, you know, come on, wait, where are they? Where your head at? What you watching? But in the end, that, like I said, in a close game, you have to make these type of plays, offensively and defensively, to give yourself an opportunity to win. The Clippers kept it close enough, and they took a risk on a shot by a very good player. That's a future Hall of Famer. It went down for him at the buzzer, and broke the hearts of the Pelicans, and basically sent Willie Green's ass to the unemployment line. But I like to thank the Clippers for helping us out with that. But back to the Borrego thing. He gives you structure. Willie Green does not give you any structure at all. Just a bunch of sloganeering. You know, this guy comes in with an offensive system. He's a guy that teaches you what to do. And I think that will help the Pelicans, who have all of their players and they're healthy. These players, Jeremiah Fears, what he did tonight, you know, how he was playing. Fearless guy. You know, he's not scared of anything. Cool as the other side of the pillow, like the great Stuart Scott said. You know, how he performed today. Even though he put up 13 points, but he was out there moving around in 29 minutes, making plays, stealing the ball, playing some defense. He was really popping for us. Queen 13-6. So we got young players that are ready, and everybody's healthy. That's the part about it. Everybody's healthy. Zion, Trey, all these guys, they're ready for somebody to give them some structure. And that's the best we can hope for. Now, when the season is over with on the backside of this season, and then Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver can be about the business of putting in the correct coaching staff that they were denied this year because of Gail Benson. So it is what it is, but I hope people start realizing that, because I'm starting to see, not from people inside of the Pelican community, but outside of the community, to understand they're going to start attacking Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver. And these guys just been here for 5 or 6 months, but they don't say nothing about Gail Benson. They don't say nothing about Willie Green. They just attack them and don't tell the truth about nothing. Don't know nothing about what's going on with the team. Them people just got here, and they did all they can do outside of firing Willie Green, who had the seal of protection from the owner. That guy couldn't fire. I was advocating for them to fire Willie Green because I know we have this, because he's not, the guy just doesn't have it. But in the end, man, this is where we are. And truth be told, we were right yet again. So Willie Green, man, ain't no way in the world, man, unless all the starters even if all the starters sit the hell down for OKC, some kind of way they'll end up beating the Pelicans. We lost to a team that had all of its reserves missing, and the star had a bum ankle, and we still lost by what, 5 points to the team? The start of the year, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, man, y'all hit that like button. 150 people in the stream tonight, man. Y'all hit that like button. Let me see what y'all got to say. Throw a few comments in there, man. I'm gonna be with y'all for a few minutes before we bounce out. It's getting kind of late here. I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. So anyway, all right, Brother Hakeem says, Kawhi hit that tough one. Can't even argue with the defense on the last shot. Yeah, it ain't the defense on the last shot. It's everything leading up to that. Like when I really look at the stats and see and watch and see how the game ended, it was plays that I seen where there was some funkiness, some disjointed offensive rhythm that happened. It was some turnover ball where the Pelicans turned the ball over a couple of times. It was times when I seen the Clippers diving at it, wanting it more than the Pelicans. It was times when I seen guys not blocking out or boxing out, allowing guys to get offensive putbacks, this sort of thing. You know, that kind of stuff kind of sticks with me in these close games, because if we can stop that, man, we good, man. We'll be good. The Pelicans, Steph says Pelicans did not follow that. This should have been running spurt. Yes, indeed. We covered that in the previous show. This is the Clippers are a half-court team. They don't want to run. But they won the fast break game. How did they do that? The team does not like to run. It's an old team. Chris Paul, Nicholas Batum, who've been stealing money for almost, 16 years? Nick Batum always been garbage. But he out there playing for the Clippers. They got a bunch of older players out there. Kawhi, Harden. I mean, they got Lopez. They got to be the oldest team in the league, if not one of the top three. They don't like to run. They're a half-court team, and they still was able to beat the Pelicans on fast break points. Why? Because the Pelicans, they turned the Pelicans over on turnovers and then were able to get up the court and score. A half-court team beat you in that way, man. You're a young team. You're supposed to run their ass in the ground. All right, Charity, what's up, fam? Says Zion made a bad decision at the end of the game. Zion need to get that right hand. Y'all deflect everything Zion does wrong. No, ain't no deflection. Zion needs to play better, too. All of them need to play better, brother. But the whole point is, if it's Zion's team, he gets the blame for wins and losses, but you got to play through them. They did not play through Zion for this entire game. It was times, if you remember, go back in your recollection, and remember early in the game, in the first quarter of the game, and even into the second quarter of the game, the Pelicans were not playing through Zion Williams. Hell, there were drops, 2 or 3 possessions where he didn't even touch the damn ball that I seen from him. What star they do that to? He a star of the team. He don't even touch the ball for 3 straight possessions. I don't understand what these people doing here, man. That's all I'm saying. You know, if you're going to put it on him, give him the ball and let him do it. And then when it fails, you can blame him. But it's just, yeah. I just said, yeah. Dakari says, I'm ready for Willie Green to get the hell. I'm with you there, Dakari. I'm with you there, fam. I really am, so you can see it all in my face. I'm disgusted with this guy because this shouldn't be in a world that makes sense. The Pelicans live in a world of idiocy. They really do, because there is no way in any world where Malone gets fired. What's the guy Brown? Mike Brown got fired. Didn't he get fired? Yeah, Didn't Brown get fired last year? Or was it the other guy? Oh, Malone got fired. Taylor Jenkins got fired, and somebody else got fired. All of them better than Willie Green. Way better. And Willie Green gets to keep his job? How? And he loses the team. It doesn't make any sense. So these bad decisions, they push you back. It pushes the team back, and then we have to then work. And I'm not saying James Borrego is not a bad head coach. He has an experience when he was with that Charlotte team who had a lot of issues. They weren't as talented as this goddamn team. But right now, he's the best bet once Willie, because Willie's done for, man. Let's just get this guy out of here. And the reason why there's discussions is because it's Gail. You got to convince her to get rid of him. I got a way you can convince her, Joe. I got to wait. Go to accountant and get the top accountant and tell them to come down here with the balance books and show her ass the ticket prices and show them how them people ain't going up in there with them tickets. Show them how them tickets is going down. That'll shake her ass free and put her in the street because she care about that money. She put on that old charity shit, but she knows about that money. She love that money. Show her ass that balance book. All right. I can't see your name there. Easton Wellington. Is that it, bro? Anyone who knows basketball see that there is a playoff team. He says, can see that there is a playoff team, New Orleans. However, what is lacking is the attention to details. That's right. Games managers that's right, bro. Being late on, I ain't saying, bro, if you're a lady or a person, yeah, whatever. But being on time rotations, taking away angles. Exactly, bro. I would give you all of that. Man. We talk about that all the time. It's so many things you can pick from that they're doing. The effort is there, but the structure, all that relates to IQ, high IQ basketball. High IQ basketball represents structure and organization, meaning they're prepared. They're prepared for moments like what we've seen at the end of the game. They're prepared for the clutch moments of the game. They have a structure and they understand in principle what they're supposed to do. Organization means you have a role. And knowing your role, you stay within your role and the team is better for it. Understanding where you're supposed to be on rotations and when you're making these adjustments and understanding the game from both sides, whether it's offense or defense, knowing to get back, knowing where to be at any time and communicating to your teammates about what they need to be, knowing not to switch from a favorable defensive matchup to a dumb one, like what Jose Alvarado did when he tried to switch out with somebody to take on the center. Why would you do that? Why would your dumb ass switch with a defender to take the center and willfully put yourself in a bad matchup that benefits your opponent? That's low IQ basketball. You don't just switch for the hell of it. Those guys will do that. Y'all seen it before when defenders will come up to the Pelicans. They won't allow them to get around. And what they will do is they'll stop in their way and put their arms up and try to push them and take them along with them. And if it's a matchup that you see that's going to put your teammate in a bad matchup or in a bad situation that benefits them, you don't do the switch. You move the guy out the way and you tell him, here, I got this guy. It's far too often they're brainless out there. If the Clipper man takes the switch, go up there and switch out with him, his dumb ass gonna follow you out into a mismatch. Don't switch yourself into a mismatch, man. Come on. That don't make any sense. Them guys don't be thinking, bro. That don't make any sense at all. That infuriates me. Why would you switch out with Zubac? You know damn well, as fragile as you can't deal with that guy. Fragile ass dude, but wants to switch out with you. Come on. That's low IQ basketball, bro. We're not supposed to be doing that. So it's just stuff like that you see that just pisses me off because that's what I've been seeing from the Pelicans for years now. Just dumb, low IQ basketball plays similar to that, and there's dozens of them. Yeah, Willie Green looks defeated because Willie Green been defeated. He been held up by this woman. Isn't that something? Willie Green being held up by this owner. Joe Dumars got to be in there having discussions with Gail Benson about whether to fire the coach, and the fucking team is sitting up here at 0-12, dating back to last year, but we got to have deep discussions. What are we trying to launch nukes at the comet that's supposed to be coming? We got to sit here and we got to formulate and tabulate the calculations. No, we don't have to do none of that. This is simple. This is basketball. Is the guy winning? Is the team performing? No. Well, he got to go. We done gave him all the time that the guy possibly could have had. We done gave him, so we've been more than fair to our detriment. To our detriment to hold up and hoist up Willie Green. All he do is sit there with them bland ass press conference spiels all the time about, Yeah, I'm proud of him. Proud. You proud. I'm proud. He was proud 2 games ago. Yeah, I'm proud. I love this team. I love. Shut up. Love this team, man. Get your ass out. If you love the team and you love the family base, then resign your position. At this point, you're stealing money. You know you don't have the answers to the problems. You know. Fall on your sword for the good of all of us. God damn it. Damn, you got paid. You fulfilled the dream. You'll never be a coach again, but at least you finessed us for giving you an opportunity. Damn. All right. Anyway, man, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go all the way off, man. I'm tired of this crap, man. We are 0-12, and Lex, shout out to my girl, Lex. She said the only people we beat this year was 2 Australian teams. Oh, that's funny, man. Think about it, man. That's a laugh in the hat there. All we beat. And that shit didn't even count. It was preseason, but I so want you win to start. You're so win deprived. You take it. You take 2 preseason wins that don't count. Shit, we can't beat nobody else but 2 Australian teams. Huh? That's what this is. That's how this goes. That's horrible, man. But we 0-12 dating back last year. There should be no discussions, Gail. What the hell? Gail Benson, man, you just, girl. She don't, right. All-time great says Gail doesn't know a damn thing about basketball. I've said that so many times. I need to put it on the shirt. You put it on the shirt, bro. Gail don't know a damn thing, but Willie Green and Elvin Gentry, they all nice men. All of them nice men. And she loved them and all this. Don't worry about if they stink or they can't do their job. She wants to hold them up there and hoist them up there. What's wrong with you, girl? All right. Yeah, man. Lex says, and it won't be small ball. Zion was guarding Zoo. I seen that too. It's just all the craziness, man. It's all the craziness. Yep, the small ball stuff. Brother Guillory says, yeah, facts, small ball as usual. Willie refused to play Zion at his position. He doesn't know the position, Lex. You know that. You know that he don't know. Like I said, fam, go back and watch the replay. How long did it take for them to actually put Zion into the system where he was touching the ball offensively, but claim that this is your number 1 player, that all things supposed to flow through Zion Williamson, but he doesn't get going as early as you want to. When you want him to get going right away. You want him to get in the rhythm as soon as possible. There's no way other guys supposed to be touching the ball and Zion's out there and he's just running around and he doesn't even touch the ball. Or you see what I'm saying? They don't set up the offense to run. How is that? How that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. All right. Anyway, shout out to y'all, man. Yeah, when will the Pelicans get a win? I don't. Hey, maybe soon as probably soon as the Pelicans, because they won't win against OKC. How many of y'all in the chat got the Pelicans winning the OKC matchup? Let me hear that. Put that in the chat. Let me show y'all. Y'all can see right here the matchup indicator shows look at this shit. Look at the matchup indicator. It's a 90% OKC and 10.1%. That's just going to drop under 10% by tomorrow. Y'all going to see. Look at that. OKC is playing really good basketball. It's like there was no summer break. OKC is right back to business. They're playing mid-regular season ball right now. And I don't remember the last time the Pelicans beat the Thunder. But this is who we have in OKC, and they play really well in that damn building up there. So I'm not, I guess you can give them 1% chance is always a possibility. But in the end, you got to understand that this is Willie Green's final game as a head coach, I believe. There is no way Willie Green can survive this stance here. And I don't even know, fam. They got to understand that, man. 0-5, only 3 teams in the history of the NBA have ever made the playoffs at 0-5. And I'm not saying that we could be a part of that list, but we got to start right now. We got to chop off the fat or get rid of what's hurting the team. Because like I said, he's the negative portion of this. The positive is that everybody we have there is healthy. We have a healthy Pelican team. Like I said, we get Kayvon back next week, but we have a healthy Pelican team early on that's ready to compete. If we can get him out of here and then get into, and get to assembling, putting together an offensive strategy and working behind it, the faster we can climb out this 0-5 hole, which is going to be 0-6 hole at one point. It's going to be interesting, man. It's a long season. It feel like the season is short, but we just got started. We're only 5 games in, and we dealing with this shit. This is too ridiculous, man. The whole off season, the summer was ridiculous. The previous summer was ridiculous with Griffin, with the Brandon Ingram stuff. It's just a bunch of nonsense, man. Just do it right. It's not hard to do it right. But you got people that's just like this woman. She just in the way every time. You got to convince her to fire a losing ass coach, a guy losing the bench and everything. Come on, woman. Please, pretty, please. Anyway, man, let me get ready to get out of here, man. Listen, we're going to be back, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm apologizing to the Pels Nation tonight, man, because it was a striptease tonight. It hit you. They hit the whole flocking nation with a striptease tonight. We thought these people was gonna come out here and maybe get run the Clippers out of the gym. There was a half court team. We couldn't even do that right, But such is the life as a Pelican supporter right now. Anyway, right? Anyway. I'm getting on up out of here, man. I'm gonna get me some sleep, y'all. Y'all feel free to do the same. Listen, y'all feel free to hit the like button, man. Hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We got some stats. Somebody showed me that a lot of people watch PPR and not subscribe. But do me a favor, check your subscribe button. You might not know that you're not subscribed. If you aren't, hit the subscribe button and light it up, man, for PPR. Also, if you're listening on other platforms, especially X, do me a service and hit the retweet button. And for the rest of the fam out there, man, listen, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to DC and Lex. Shout out to the flocking community, man, for hanging in there, man. Listen, they're going to be a light at this end of this tunnel, man. I know it's coming. Another game, the rumor reveal is that Willie Green is done after this last game, which is Sunday. That is something to look forward to, even though people don't have, I ain't gonna say they don't have a high opinion of James Borrego, because I actually like James Borrego. Yeah, I actually think he's a smart coach. But this team is so talented and so healthy right now. I think we can climb out if we make the right decision right now by just cutting the dead weight, But anyway, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Check the links in the description section for support. And fam, we'll be back on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a Sunday afternoon. Saints, Pelicans, all that kind of stuff. But we'll be here covering both. I'm going to holler at y'all at that time. Much love. Peace. Go.
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly die, I'm a pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never. Say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a pelican forever. Pelican forever.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the WhoDatDaily.com, your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation. Stay in the NO.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.